Nights at Freddy's, a recent horror game that has gained huge popularity in the last couple of years. But to me, Five Nights at Freddy's is much more than just a horror game. It is a masterpiece, full of intense and complicated lore, created by a simple man, which almost never existed at all. I'm not here to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's, though. I want to recognize the man behind the game, Scott Cawthon, someone who is resolute, humble, open, and inspirational. The story many people don't know is that before Five Nights at Freddy's became such a huge hit, Scott developed many other games, none of which was ever that popular. In fact, he was sometimes criticized about his games to the point where he wanted to end not just his career, but also his life. But he decided to give it one more go, creating a game that was intentionally centered on the very thing he was criticized about, scary animatronics. Because of this game, he has become increasingly successful, going on to create 3 more games within 1 year first, then a novel, and a role-playing game. Currently, another game, another novel, a movie, and updates are all in the works. This man works hard and doesn't give up. A quality I admire in Scott Cawthon is his humility. He's not all high and mighty because of his success. In fact, he's just the opposite. When asked how much money he makes, he replied, "Make enough to keep the lights on." One thing Scott has been known for is being trigger-happy when it comes to release dates. That is, every time he said a release date, the game came out often a couple months ahead of schedule. The fandom automatically started reinterpreting every release date to mean pretty much any time from tomorrow to a couple weeks, but definitely not on a given date. Scott even managed to release the FNAF novel on Amazon a few days early by accident. However, with the RPG FNAF World released way too early and not quite finished, Scott freely admitted his mistake, promised a full refund to anyone who already bought the game, and made all later versions completely free. For him, it was never about the money. Since then, he has promised to stick to his release dates, and if the game is ready early, he'll spend the remaining time making improvements. The most recent update for FNAF World actually came out on the exact day he said it would for once, so he's doing a good job of holding to that. For the fandom, one of the most distinguished of Scott's qualities is his openness. Especially as of late, he has been answering many questions posted in the Steam forums, both serious and humorous. His answers are often hilarious and unexpected, giving me a good laugh when I read them. Some of my favorites are his answers to an inquiry about Mangle's gender and what happens at the end of the FNAF novel. When asked if Mangle was meant to be male or female, he replied, "Yes." And as for what happens at the end of the book, he simply stated, "The Death Star explodes." Oftentimes, his sillier posts are followed by a winky face that we as the fandom have come to recognize as one of his iconic symbols. Something I have to give him credit for is his ability to keep his cool whenever haters try to shoot him down. He actually doesn't even respond to the questions, instead calmly pointing out any spelling mistakes in the post. A word of advice to haters: when posting an angry rant, first of all, don't bother, but if you feel you must, make sure you spell everything correctly. Scott also has shared with us about his family and how a new member was added recently. Sometimes it may feel like we're stalking him, but he seems okay with it. For someone who started his career slowly and with little success, Scott Cawthon has become one of the most inspirational people in my life. His work has reached thousands, if not millions of people of all ages and races all across the globe. He has inspired many to create their own games, stories, animations, songs, and other works of art. He has given people something to strive for and a place to belong when before they might not have had that. We see his own life struggles and learn to keep pressing on no matter what the circumstances. If one man who almost gave up can completely turn his life around and make such an impact, then we can too. The best part, to me anyway, is his testimony. In an interview with Geeks Under Grace, he told how he used to think sharing his faith as a game developer was done by making strictly Christian games. But God revealed to him that he didn't have to limit himself to this to make a difference. Five Nights at Freddy's, for example, though on the surface appears to have no religious significance, on a deeper level, shows Scott's testimony in a way nothing else could. He shared in the interview how he was never successful until he started relying fully on God, asking him to use him in some way. Sometimes you have to humble yourself before God, before he can use you the way he intends. Scott Cawthon's perseverance, humility, openness, and inspiration are what set him apart in my mind. This is why Five Nights at Freddy's is so much more than just a hit horror game. It indirectly tells the story of a man who thought he'd reached the end of his rope, but decided to give it one more go. It proves to the world that money isn't what matters most. It has brought together one of the strangest and most dedicated fandoms in the gaming community, and it has demonstrated how one person can make a difference to so many others. This is why I love